So that leaves me doing the opposite of what I want it to do. How's that for an entrance? Bam, bam. I find that really funny. I like that. Success! Cool. Now I'm just going to get a bunch of images and I'm going to figure out how to like We are picking up from the last video, which was animations with my web building project. So I had to stop it just because it was getting a bit long, and we're going to continue on making the artworks do this. Onto the cover flow. I had to ban the word implement again. I want actual verbs, chat, actual verbs. He changed it to add before he said implement. Hectic, look how good this instruction is. So I go into this section and then I'll modify the structure of the components. So I'm going into this section. I'm going to add an extra div and I'm going to put a class name on that div. Yeah, you'll wrap it inside a container and apply CSS to create the animation. Cool. I hope that's supported in all the browsers. Full support. Excellent. Okay, back to this. I hate asking another question when I'm not done with this one. Might not be supported on mobile phones. I don't know where it said that, but it said that somewhere. So I'm gonna, after I do this, I'm gonna see if I can change the default appearance. Okay, well that's nice. That's kind of cute. I didn't realize it wasn't sliding, like when it sliding. So I guess I have to put it. Let me see. I removed the overflow hidden because I like it popping out. Here, let me put it back. See the difference? But when I put that in there, I assumed that like when the div, it's gonna hide. Maybe there's this CSS called clip, so that might be what I need. But for now, I'm just gonna remove the hidden. I don't like it. Chat doesn't know what I'm trying to do. Okay, I have to hunt down what other people are doing. Alright, cover flow is the actual word. It's not something chat made up. I wonder if, what is it? I forgot what it's called. WWC? I don't know what it's called. Asking chat is annoying. I think it's a really simple solution. I just need to learn how to make the products line infinitely sideways and make it scroll. That's all I have to do. I'm editing here. I feel like the whole time I did know that, you know, there's inline and then there's block and then there's grid and then there's flex and then I was just looking at this being like, because I've never needed to require the items to go off the page. I've always required them to stay in the page. So this is where I'm confused with the CSS. Okay, he put the CSS in the HTML. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this and put it in one of these. These are such a mess. Okay, I have 15 minutes to work on this today. I'm looking at this. I don't know. My mouse is just so old school. It doesn't scroll around. This one does though. This is my setup. I like two mice. And it looks like the only thing is this that I need to do. Like just those two lines. Oh my god, I did the most annoying thing ever. I've got like a mini scroll here. Can you see that? And then like a big... God, that's actually so annoying. Oh, no. I think I see what's going on here. I've got each one of these. Where'd the scrolling go? Oh, that's so annoying. Each one of these, it looks like, because I don't know how to control when the scrolling turns on, but the scrolling is within that box. So it's like, oh, I need to make the scrolling within everything. So I need to put them all in the one thing. Hi, I have no sense of time. Cool, I made some progress. I'm not going to worry about the product that they're repeating just yet. That's the next video. This isn't, I'm not done yet though. I'm not done. So what I did, I had an issue where I had to move the perspective. This guy, he was over here in the image and I put him there and then that wasn't working. So I put him there and it worked, I guess. It was a bit of a guessing game. And then here, I added an extra div and an extra class name. That's what I did there. So it's like, it's now not all in the big box, they're in a box. And I don't know if this is like the proper way of making a cover flow, but it's gonna work for me and it seems simple doing it this way with like div and perspective, and then I'll just organize it the way that I want it to look instead of just trying to get chat to code a damn cover flow. I have a new issue where it's stretching this. It's got to be in the margin somewhere. Oops. Okay, I fixed it. It was just this. I don't need the 100% width. I don't need it. I need to understand more, but I don't need. Maybe it's. I don't. It. Whatever. It's fixed. Ah, good. I can see my divs clearly. Okay, so where was that? In. It's not an art box. In our art box. No, it should be an art box where I've got some scrolling going on. I managed to remove the scroll. I added 30 pixels of padding. I have too many divs, but they seem to only work when I have this many divs. So I guess that's it. Let me show you this. I think the transform is going towards, like this is a start and this is the end. And I need to make it that this is the start and this is the end and this is the start. So I have to use an x-axis, a y-axis. I don't know which one's x or y. A y-axis? A y-axis, that's it, because I was using x everywhere else. To pinpoint, I need to do some algebra. That's what I need to do. This is also a problem, but that's not a now problem. That's after this next problem. I've returned. I'm going to try and carve out specific times for this activity because I really want to. I'm so excited for the new website. I've forgotten where everything is. I've forgotten about all the CSS. Okay, chat's not working, so I'm truly on my own. Let me just copy this. Oops. Okay. Whatever, I'm going to remember it. Okay, so before I tried so many things. I tried so many things. I even did the overflow Y, overflow X. So I had padding, 3 viewport width, and I just kept getting this scroll bar, and it was very annoying. So changed it to align content, center. I don't have it anymore. Fuck yeah. Now I have to do it on these little ones too. Okay, that was confusing. So if I have margin 0, I get this scrolling. If I entirely delete margin, I have a space, but it eliminated the scrolling. Let me just see why there's a space there. Oh, could be the image is... I need to understand if this means 2 or subtract. But I put 30 in there because 30 is between 15 and 10. Give me a fucking calculator. Fine, I'll let the government watch me. Are we not doing maths? Oh. Here we are. Okay, so it would be at 24 degrees if it's at 30. If it's at 20, it should be at 16. What if it's at 50? it'll be at 40 degrees. So halfway in, it's at 40 degrees. That makes sense. This line. I have a feeling it's not working because of this. This is just one div. It's not like it's many divs, even though it's replicating it as many divs the way it does this. I didn't do this, chat did this, but look at it dance. Oh, I was playing there. Here we go. Oh, what happened? Damn it. Here we go. It's all just a bit like flowy. It's so flowy and odd. I want to learn what he did there. I'm gonna study the code for a bit. It's so ridiculous. Like it's a bit odd, the movement. I kind of want to keep it there just because it fits in with the theme. But I figured it out. It's because they continue to rotate. It's not like they're going, I'm here. They're going, I'm here, and then do a twirl like the aliens from The Simpsons.
We must move forward, not backward, upward, not forward, and always twirling towards.
If you're learning to code, always read what chat does, because chat did absolutely nothing. Well, chat removed my this is nothing code, like just me playing with maths. That's all he did there. So the CSS hasn't changed. He just added JavaScript. And I want to know... Oh my god, lol, this is funny. I put notes that I would remember later on because I asked myself rhetorical questions. Is it meant to be in the data folder? And then chat answered it. He goes, adjust the path if necessary. Like, thanks, man, but don't change my notes. I'm like dead set on typing it out myself. But I had to paste it in there to see what it meant because I read this line and it said, skew direction. Yeah, times skew angle. And I was like, are you telling me that whatever way I move, that's the rotation? And that's why it kind of looks flowy. It's like, oh, okay, we're going this way. That's what flow does. Look at it go. Flow. Rotate the other way. Oh, I need to think because I want... Ooh, that's a lot of maths. Okay, I'll type it out myself so I've got like an understanding of what's where and like what I can question later. And then I go back to being like, all right, what do I change? Instead of reading it and then changing it as I go. So running is so good for you. I had an epiphany this morning when I was running. I was like, why does it sit here? So this is what I want to tackle first. Why does it sit like that instead of like flush? And I realized it's probably because, where's the 50? Where is the 50? When I find the 50, it's like 10 to 50. Where'd the math go? Where'd the math go? Here's the math. If I change it to 40, divided by 40, I'm just throwing out numbers out there. I'm not sure about. That's exactly it. Okay, it still looks... Okay, let's change it to like 30, 0, 30. I've got some playing around to do, but like... Ideally, I'd want them all to snap into place. I have to learn how to do that. I'm looking at this, I'm like, they need padding in between them. If I had padding, I want to do some sort of maths with the padding though, because then I'd want the padding to decrease as it goes towards the edge. I think you just witnessed me partaking in a placebo. This is nothing. I even tagged it, this is nothing. Okay, don't go to chat. So I asked chat, I was like, hey, I want the skew to start at like 40. And what I meant was like 40 width, viewport width. As in it'll be flat here and then the skew starts here. What chat understood it as, okay, we're going to move the center. That's what he understood as. So to do that, you would change these two values. So I'm reading this like algebra. And I was like, I don't. So I was looking at this and I was like, oh, okay, skew angle, because that means the skew angle. I want the angle to start at a specific place. Distance divided by max distance star times 40. So I have to play with this and maybe these two. Not that one. Just now I learnt about vertical align middle because I went to chat. I think I deleted it. It was just pissing me off. Yeah, it was pissing me off, so I deleted it. I was like, chat, give me all the dimensions, like display, height, that kind of thing. And I was expecting like, because you know when you type here, you can go. So if I go backwards, it comes up with a list. I wanted chat to give me the list so I could read it. But I just learnt about vertical align middle. So that's useful. Oi! Look at it. Vertical align middle. Vertical align middle. Love it. Gonna use it everywhere. Remember before when chat was trying to give me translate X or translate X 50 or negative 50, and it's like, can you vertical align middle? Vertical align middle. It's the simplest way. Wow, this is beautiful. Ooh, this is so beautiful. Oh, I can't wait for people to scroll through this. Oh, it's so exciting. So that's just it without the background colors. I just need those to like visualize what's going on. Tomorrow, there's things that I need to address, like always having a scroll bar there and like a beautiful scroll bar. Maybe I'll have like a line and like a car or a giraffe. That'd be so funny. A car or an elephant. That'd be so funny. I'm going to do that. I'm going to write it down. So I need to do that, and then I need to make sure that these rotate one way, rotate back, instead of woo. Oh my god. You know what is a fun idea? A roulette button. So you just be like, random. And then people will find like artworks that they haven't seen before, because that's definitely going to happen. And then maybe the slider at the bottom should be like alphabetical or price, functional. I believe this is in our art box. No. This is art box. Let me inspect this. Yeah, it's art box and outer. I'm trying to identify if the scroll bar would be on the outer art box or art box. I really made it. Oh, let me just change the dimensions. Oh, I destroyed it. It's on art box. Okay. All right. I asked W3 Schools how to custom scroll bar, because I figure like I want it to show all the time, but it seems to only be showing when I scroll, and like I want it to be obvious for people. So I asked the internet, and then this is what came back, and then I asked chat, and I was like, how do I apply it to a specific section? So I add a specific CSS in front of the WebKit. What are all these other fancy options? Okay, track piece, track. What have I got? I've got track. What do I want? Future me. So I end up watching more coding videos. I find more people online talking about coding, and I've just learnt that chat and WebKit are like besties. They're always holding hands, and that's probably not the best way to do things. The guy that I was listening to was like, yeah, he only reverts to WebKit like once or twice a year if he really has to. So I'm going to come back to this in the future. He's talking about, I think regular HTML. So let me just, this would make sense. Let's just, oh, look what I've done. Oh, that looks that looks so ugly, but I did it. All right, look what I just learned. So you don't put opacity, but if you want opacity 5, you do that. If you want opacity 50, so it's not like, what happens if I put 05? Same shit. Okay, so I learnt from this, which is a vertical scroll bar, and I was like, well, it kind of doesn't really make sense for it to be the width. So in the scroll bar, if you're horizontally, you change the height, not the width. I guess it was just auto before. Alright, I have my donut, but it still cuts off the text in extreme scenarios. But now I'm thinking like, okay, well, I kind of want the scroll bar to be useful, so I want it to be like A or B if they're going alphabetically, or by price. So this is going to need some JavaScript, but it's cool that I've got my donut. Actually, before I get there, there's a lot of steps that I need to do first. Like I would need it organized alphabetically or by price. Like I would have to have that organized before I can do that. So it stays as a donut for now. Here we go. If you want to move the scroll bar, you just go to the container that it's in, and then you add some padding on the bottom. 20? Yeah, easy. Good. Okay, sorted.
Bonus stage.
This is outrageous. I want to see what this looks like without the colors. Okay, just so you know, this was an algebra accident, but I kind of like it. I kind of like it. I'm very tempted to just leave it this way. So I was comparing it thoroughly, and I was like, what the fuck, where did I go wrong? And I was like, chat, where did I go wrong? And it just fucking rewrites the whole thing. And I was like, give me one line, just tell me the constant line. And he goes, this one. What I've done is I didn't put a $sign here. Okay, let's check it out. Is that correct? That's not correct. I'm just really curious. Okay, I'm still hunting then. I just want to know, but I like it this way. Okay, this is where we figured it out. Chat must have thought I did it on purpose. I didn't do rotate Y. I think it's in this line, box style, yeah. Rotate Y, and now it should go back to, well, that's not an error at all. I'm gonna play with this. Okay, this is too much of a mindfuck. Do not do rotate X. Do not do rotate X. Okay, if you don't add any rotate, it works out the same as rotate Z. I like it, it's a total mess. It's so funny. And then I don't have to play with the Z index. When I change it to rotate Y, this side looks great. It stacks on top. This side looks like a bit of a mess, but not a good mess. I like it. I like the rotate Z. Okay, I'm really getting my head around this. I think I want to change this in okay, I don't. in a art box. Let me see. The tricky part for me is going to be the math, because I like numbers. It's like working with ABCD, and it's like, well, how do we do anything? So I've got box, style, Z index, and then here I'm starting off with the center because I think that's going to be easiest, and then I'll go Z index 1, but then I need it to move. Okay, all right, okay. I figured out what math I need to do. I need to say child nodes in the viewport, that's a question I can ask Chat. I can be like, hey, I've got some child nodes. How do I calculate how many are in the viewport? And then that equals the z-index. I think, okay, if this is correct, the rest will work out, but I'm not going to know until the end. So, artbox.childNodes, so it's like my artbox, how many, I don't like child nodes because I didn't get to make it up, and length, which is also a word that I wouldn't have used, but I guess that's TypeScript. Okay, a few hours later, this is annoying. You know what I need? Okay, so I need like a U-curve, which I'm pretty sure is x to the power of 2. I need to double check that. You know, like on a Cartesian plane, you've got like a table. I'll draw it out. Okay, I haven't written the rule for this. I'm just going to get Chat to do it. So if x is 0, as in all the way over here, and if x is 100, as in all the way over here, viewport width, then z equals 0 here, and 0 here, and 16 in the center, just because it's an even number. So I need a curve that goes like that, and then I need to find the gradient. But I don't have to, I get a computer to do it. Sure, I'll go with this. There was no way I was going to find negative 0.0064 in my head. So I need this. Can I not copy it? Oh my god. Quadratic function. That's what you need to do this. I should be really close. So I put the math here and I was like, okay, shit, I need to know the viewport width position. So I asked Chat and I think it's this line. Yep, I copied it. So I added that line and referenced it here. And we'll see. Seems like you're trying to calculate the z-index with the box viewport width position using a quadratic formula. I'm like, yep, let's correct the syntax. Is it just the syntax that's wrong? Oh, fuck. Okay, I put this in, like, the advanced category. Like, it's just difficult. It's just difficult. Okay, cool. So I think I'm just going to watch heaps of videos on TypeScript and CSS, and then it's just going to click one day, and it might not be in this video. I might later on wrap it up and be like, I did it. Finally did it. Hopefully I do. It's going to be really hard to solve my problem through tutorials. Like, this is about spreadsheets, and it's not necessarily about CSS and spreadsheets. Oh, I need the CSS guy. Right, I knew pixels wasn't at the top, but percentage? I didn't see viewport width. I'm a bit bothered by the fact that I can't fix the CSV thing, but okay, so I'm just like surrounding myself with CSS and like coding websites at the moment. I'm just like in the rabbit hole now, and it'll click. I know it's gonna click. I don't know if it's gonna click in this video, but I really hope it does. I want to wrap it up perfectly. But I also want to share it soon because I'm up to like 350 clips for this, and that's a lot. That's a lot. Anyway, so the last thing I want to accomplish in this video is like when people click, like for the final sale on a particular button, when they click, I want it to like explode into a little thing. I don't think it'll take long. I think I just need to like import a GIF and have it show for like 1 second or something. I had a thought because I was like, I need to learn CSS in depth before JavaScript in depth because the JavaScript's just going to control the CSS. It doesn't make shit up. And I was looking at this, the keywords, I was like, adjacent selector. And I was like, okay, I can get the JavaScript to say adjacent selector or general sibling. I think probably adjacent. Z-index of whatever selector it is, child selector, -1. I could do that. Or I could do child selector +1 z-index of adjacent selector. But that's just dependent on whether the z-index is working. I don't know if it is. Oh, by the way, I'm just doing all my notes from scratch. I do know CSS to like a certain degree. I wouldn't say at all that I know it in depth. So I'm just going to make sure that I know all the words ever. And that just sparked an idea rereading it. I believe the answer is in the CSS. I believe there's something that I just need to learn a little bit of extra of, and then I'll link it to the JavaScript, because the JavaScript just manipulates the CSS. It's not like it creates the CSS. The CSS is on its own. It's independent. JavaScript is the dependent one here. So I was like, okay, I just need to learn more about that. And then I found an app and it started with HTML, and I was like, all right, I'll play some HTML first. And it's like it's making me lose, and I'm correct. Like, look at the screenshots. I'm correct. And it's like, nah, you can't move. And I'm like, well, for fuck's sake, like, because I'm so competitive. I'm like, when I play a game, I have to play it and then get all the KONGs. Like, I have to win the whole game. I can't just pass the level. So that was frustrating me. And now I'm just up to writing notes. Painting.
So how many of them did you end up?
Oh, damn, it went away. It's like last child and first child, and it's like, can I do middle child and then do the z-index? Wait a second. I'm just doing a little like tedious task. It's taking days. And Kevin was like, grid can use z-index. Are you telling me there's like things that can't use a z-index? And did I use them? Typos. Non-positioned flex. It doesn't work on flex items. Oh my god. Wait, let me just open this up. Is it automatically open? What have I got? Yeah, it's my website. Artbox. Oh, what even is it? Is it nothing? Oh, it's display. That's not necessarily. Well, is it? Let me learn some more. Okay, maybe this solves the problem. So, does not have or has no, does not apply or has no effect. Why just say no? I don't not understand that. So, I understand relative and absolute. They have to go in pairs. Otherwise, it just applies to the HTML. Okay, I'm going to come back to this. I'm now getting into this CSS battles. I need something competitive, but without like lives that's holding me back. So cool, this is suitable. Oh my god, I have to create that? I think I can do it. There's a few border radiuses in there. Oh my god. It's cool. I hope this isn't being timed, because I just spent like a full 2 minutes getting my camera to just record this. Complete. I think I've got it. I've got to be like 1 pixel off, but my vision isn't perfect. This is what I did. I think I like grid more than flex. I know everyone talks about flex, but I think I like grid more. So I have to delete my comments, their comments, and then what do I do? What do I do? How do I submit this? Oh, let's see what happens. Do I get a score? What's going on here? Do I have to pause my phone? Oh, look. Okay. High score. Well, of course. 100% match. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. Suck it. Okay, that was 58 pixels, which I thought was weird. Okay. Wow, 100%. That's amazing. I think I'm doing pretty well. What do we get? 100. Excellent. I'm really curious what the other noobs get. Like, I know CSS, but I don't know CSS. Kevin's making a video about z-index transition issues. Maybe I emailed him about this. The problem was never solved. I'm doing responsiveness at the moment. Hopefully this addresses it. Here, look, ship it today. It's similar, but he's done this one before. I've watched this one before. Let's see if I can take something away from it. Oh my god, he totally read my email, because like in the code, it technically does follow the same pattern. Watch this.
And then it jumps behind elements.
And then he shows the next one.
Julia, so there
Did you see that? So in the top bit, I'll put arrows on this. The items before her still in front. So he's going to talk about exactly my problem. Thank you so much, Kevin Powell. If you ever see this, hopefully one day my videos. Thank you so much. Okay, I don't know if I would have come across this. He's transitioning everything in that situation instead of just the scale. Width, height. I need to pay attention more. I'm probably going to watch this about 5 times, actually. It looks like he's going to go through how many? Just 2 versions. So this is one called, that he's calling a Z-index hack, where he's using keyframes. And then I'll just have to figure out... Pauline Hanson. I just have to figure out how it works with mine. It hasn't clicked for me how, because I haven't looked at my code for the slider in a long time. Like, it's been a little bit of time. I've been doing the responsiveness. I need to look at my code again and see if I can apply this. But I have a feeling the simulation has just given me quite a gift, so I'm just going to look at this soon. Editing the footage here, I didn't mention this at all. I just start to sidestep and just document this new thing that I'm doing. So I saw this thing on Patreon where you move your mouse and it was like this cool change the brightness and contrast. That's just what I'm used to calling it from image editing, but we're going to do that now for a little bit. My phone needs to charge, but we're going to start off here. What does that look like? So slightly off, but not noticeable. Yeah. It's actually heaps noticeable. I only moved it very slightly. You know what? There's this thing where women see a larger range of colors, but me specifically, I see all the colors. So I don't think anyone else is going to notice that it's gray. This is going to take some time. I'm just writing it out. So I asked chat how to write a mouse event listener just to listen to the mouse movement. And then after that, I also asked, where do I put it? I had a feeling I put it in the app, and I do. And then after that, I'm going to be like, hey, no, I just need to write the CSS and then apply it to, and then apply the CSS in the JavaScript, I think. So I'm enjoying coding and like writing it up myself. Like it's getting to the point where I'm like, I know exactly what to do. All right, I made a few rookie mistakes. I definitely made a few rookie mistakes, as in I put my own name here, and that's not a thing. Because I'm trying to go by colors and be like, okay, but chat's got different colors. What was the other? I accidentally deleted this, and I knew I deleted it, but it was because I entirely forgot to write. Which line? I forgot to write one of the lines when I was putting it together, and it's like I saw it, but I just didn't type it. So that was a mistake. And, mouse move? No, we just went over that. Okay, well, those were the main mistakes. And then I went over this, and I was talking to chat about whether it should be a return function. Is that what it's called? Because I was like, well, is it returning something? Because later on I'm going to put some CSS. And chat was like, yeah, it is going to. So now I'm up to my next step. Chat loves to jump ahead. I'm trying to do like one thing at a time. So I've scrolled back up and I was like, hey, this is the goal. Is it going to return something? Chat was like, yeah, this is a return, not just listening. So now I'm going to go to my CSS and the body, filter brightness. Okay, so he's dimming it first. I don't need it dimmed. And then we're going to put an ease in there. Do I need these two? I don't know. Okay, so here, I'll be back. I'll be frank, I don't think I need the position fixed. I'm thinking like, do I delete it now or do I delete it later? I don't think I fucking need it. Chat loves adding extra CSS. Like this shit. Wait. I'll type it and then see if I actually need it. Like this shit. Translate. So it's like he's saying top, left, XY, and then it's like, can't I just put top, right, top, bottom, left, right? But then he's adding translate. So I guess I'll just listen to the robot first, but I think I could do it the other way. Wow, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of what the fuck chat just did. Because I just noticed here, I was like, all right, let me change the background color and then do the brightness. So I was like, okay, remember that it's 44, not 55. And I go here, I'm like, where was the saturation though, chat? And instead, what chat's doing is going, oh, okay, this is the background color, 55. We're going to dim it instead of just put like 44. And then we're going to put a circle of white. But it's like, no, that's not the way I want to do it, even though it comes out with the same effect. Okay, well, the way I'm looking at it is I've got my event listener and the return function in there. And now I've put the name of it here because chat said so. And I changed it to filter brightness. And I'm kind of wondering, like, because it's not like a radius, it's not a circle or anything. So let's see. It's after midnight, so I have to do this again. Doesn't work. I was just being a nerd and watching a little CSS, and this is 3D videos, and I have to come back to this 13 minutes because it was the Z-index problem that I have. I also don't declare that I just ditch the idea. I just ditch it. I was thinking like I can put more effort into doing it, but I wasn't sure if I was going to execute it and then be like, oh, this is actually a bit much for the website. So maybe I'll come back to it, maybe I don't. This is so annoying. So annoying. I was trying to get my coding project onto my laptop because I haven't, I've been switching laptops around. And there was a 5 here, and I imagine I just, when I was closing the program one day, and I was like, what the fuck is all this code? So I went to chat. I was like, oh, it actually says it right here. Kind of. I was like, well, why is my website not showing? And it was like, you've got a 5. And I remember debating this when I had it on my laptop, being like, no, I just clicked npm run dev. Let's get my website. Yoo-hoo, woohoo. It's so much fun. It's so much fun. Look at it go. Okay, let's fix this part. Oh, I forgot how outrageous this is. Now that I've got a bit of a fresh look, I think I need to tidy it up a bit, make it... I'm not liking this jumping. I got pretty far doing this on my own. I think we can all see that I'm about to rage quit trying to do a CD thing properly, but let's try and do it properly, like however other people are doing it. Kevin. Search. Cover flow. You got one? Is it hidden? No. Who is this? This was made for me using CSS and TypeScript. Made for me. No. It's got a GoDaddy ad here. Yeah. That video is not for me. I'll leave it open though, but it's not for me. So I went to chat. I was like, hey, I want to cover flow using CSS and TypeScript. And so chat whips this out and I'm like, I think we picked it. I'm going to rage quit. So I was thinking, okay, I'm going to go back to the CSS because I haven't coded in a while. I've been editing. I'm going to go back to the CSS and I'm going to look at what I've done and what I'm missing. I'm going to put in what I'm missing and then I'm going to go, okay, let's look at the JavaScript, the TypeScript. Okay, step by step. CSS is easy. As I was reading this too, I was like, what? But I'm so close. I really am. I put them sideways on purpose. Oopsies. I'm so close though. Should I really rage quit? Do I have no TypeScript in creating this so far? It's not. Delete those recent videos. You found it. It's in test. Is it in test? It's in test. Okay, I found that video I was talking about ages ago. I think there's potential to just use CSS. Yeah, I think there is. So I'm going to save this and go to the test page. Ooh, I've got so many tests going on. I've reached the point where I can't continue the CSS without TypeScript. So I just put a reference here. I'll remove the reference. Because I was like, refresh, please. So I was like, this is very tidy, very tidy. And then I was asking chat, I was like, what are all the calculations I can do in CSS? But I got to the point where I was like, I need to calculate the position and CSS doesn't track the position, TypeScript does. So I have to do it using TypeScript. You can't do it all using CSS. So then I put the reference back. And then it essentially, the top one now looks better. Apart from a little bit of like spacing here, I put top and bottom padding on the middle image. So, okay, I'm back to where I was. That's literally all Kevin did. But he did 10. But I'm thinking because there's so many items, I want to do 20. Keyframes 0 to 100%. So if I go back to my TypeScript, and I put I don't know how to change, let me learn. So I'm thinking, this is where my mind's going. If it's in here, do I already have the Z padding, skew, left, transform? Seems as if I don't. Z base Z. I want to read this a bit further. Bear with me, I'm still relying on chat a fair bit because I'm still learning. Just ignore my typos, just ignore them. It was funny, I was giving someone my number once and my keyboard loves double letters. So I was typing this out and I was like, no, I don't want 0 to 100. Because then I have to add more calculations to be like, I have to add more TypeScript to be like, stop here, stop there, and talk about the viewport box. Whereas if I go 0, 100, 0, I can just say, hey, this is how I want it within the viewport. This is something I came across before, but I didn't have knowledge. The offset value. So, is it called a value? Custom property. So what this example has done is they've put an offset based on relative to the center position, as opposed to what I was trying to do. I was trying to put like relative to where it is in the box. Okay, let's read further. I commented out, I'm rage quitting. It's just not, I'm rage quitting. I'm starting again. Ish, not really. Because I'm into coding, I've thoroughly gone through this code and been like, okay, so I understand what each part does. I want to type it in myself and then be like, okay, I'm getting better at this. And then I drew some pictures. And then as I was reading it further, I was like, I don't need the pictures. But this was really helpful. It's working amazingly, and starting again means that I don't have my Z-index problem, which is what like made me need hours to come back to this, but it's like, it's solved. Oops. What happened here? Okay, it's fine. Yeah, Anyway, so starting again means that I don't need the z-index problem to be solved. As you saw, it would be like an animation with keyframes. But I'm going here and I'm back to my CSS and I'm thinking like, okay, so I removed, where was I? Here it is. Why is this art name? I'll have to come back to that. I removed everything. What did I have here? I had everything because this doesn't really matter. The transition doesn't matter because I've got my coding here where I've got transform. So it's like one line of code, but it's just elsewhere. And then I remove my snap origin. No, I do scroll snap align because I need that. Otherwise it just doesn't do the cool thing. And I remove the transform origin center because here where the code is, so this is the center of the container and then this tells you which item is centered to the container. So I don't need that CSS. I don't think I could get the same effect with just one style. There we go. So it could sit anywhere, whereas if I have the scroll snap align, it's like, hey man, you're looking at me. This is the artwork you want to look at. And now, because the code, it allows for an extra style class style. So when it's centered, I can put things like glow. Here, let me do something. But actually, in reality, I'm going to, I don't know if I'll need like a reference or a style class, but the one that's centered, I want it to have a drop down and be like, hey, information, video, artwork, a fast way of looking at the artwork. I'm content for now. As I work on this, I'm kind of like, oh, am I over the design already? But no, it's not bad. So I'm now going to do that little explosion on the click of the button, but not today. It's like 2 a.m. But cool, we're done with this now. In the next video, I'm going to do like the products and I'm going to learn how to like drop them down and change styles. Like I just wanted to learn how to do this because it's not straightforward. Like it's not a list view or like it's got animations and everything. So in the next video, when I do my products, if it's the next video, I don't know what the next one's going to be. It might be turning this into mobile friendly because I'm halfway through that. So there will be a video where I have like tabs where people can choose what layout they want because everyone sees things through a different light. Like you don't have my brain kind of thing. So I want to have that. And then that way the JavaScript's going to say, oh, okay, use this code or use this code. Wait a second, I'm not done. I saw a video. Let's find the video first.
Bonus stage.
Power glow button. So I'm not going to make a glow button, but I think it would be kind of cool to have the image reflect on the bottom. And if I just watch this video, I might be able to adjust it, figure out what I need. I'm working on this and I'm not sure I like how it's going to turn out. Like having designed for like ages, no, the mirror effect isn't going to work. Like it kind of could, I don't know, nah, not vibing it. Because I've got a lot going on. I've done an accident. I was thinking that I was just going to blur this. But instead I blurred that and I was thinking like, hey man, 0 art image. Let me just take out, let's take that one out. Blur. I made it pretty blurry. Nah, I have to do it differently. Solved. It had to go on in an art box, so this container, not this or that. I like that. It fits in with the whole thing that I'm doing here. And then I'll put a text shadow. yeah, sorry, I was looking for the blur, on art price. I'm going to put a text shadow here. I don't like it. Isn't that cool that I didn't need any JavaScript for this? Well, I kind of did because it applies and removes the style, but isn't that cool? Chat's so annoying. I was like, I actually need infinite scrolling and I don't know how that works functionally. Where's my website? Oh, it's not gonna fucking work. Anyway, I was gonna show you the slider and then I was like, actually, I don't know how infinite scrolling works. So chat's like, I'm going off this. Chat's like, you duplicate it and then you reset the scroll position. I think he said scroll position once you reach the second one. So I was like, okay. And I was following direction and then rewriting it. So here you've got, but chat declared total, it named it something else and didn't work with it. And I was like, chat, you declared it and you didn't work with it. So here we duplicate it. And then it says the scroll width, you divide by 2, and then you place it, and then it goes on to my previous code. And I was like, looking, I was like, chat, what the hell? So chat's like, you're right, let's remove it. Chat's on some sort of, I don't know, man, chat's on a different planet today, because we just created a constant that duplicates the data, art data slider, art slider data, and so on. And then I was like, hey man, you didn't do the total. And it's like, let's remove it. So you told me to type this up and we're just removing it? Just even the duplicated part. I don't understand. I don't know how it's going to work, but obviously I'm not a coder, so let's just see if it works. Instead, chat declared a prev data equals previous data, but it's like telling someone, it's like telling someone a word within the definition. So we're just going to see how this works. I don't think it's going to. Chat doesn't know what he's talking about. Chat doesn't know. Chat doesn't know. I'm not a professional at this, and I know more than this. No, this is not working, and I can't verbalize why it's not working, but it's not working. Carl has a video. Carl. I want to use TypeScript, though. Let's watch this. Oh, before we get to that, let me just procrastinate a little bit. So the issue is, when I get to here, if you use a Mac, it'll just go to the previous page instead of this artwork. So I can't have that. I can't have that one not technically be available in this view. Cal wants me to install Axios. So I'm going, I don't know, do I type that $? I don't know, npm Axios. I've been thinking today, I do need folders. This is not gonna, sure, it's only like 3 pages on the website, but because I'm using SPA, it's like when the user clicks that they want to view it in this side-scrolling manner, that's gonna be its own module. So I do need folders. It's gonna get quite messy, because in this tutorial, he's creating his own hook and then using it again. So it's like there is a whole nother module for that. I don't know if it's called a module. All right, I just learned something the hard way. I wanted to relocate, as I know, I'm like restructuring things, and I wanted to do this at components thing, but it wasn't going to link because I have the app inside the source folder and I moved the footer into there. So it's like, it can't do the at components because it's going back into a folder. What's it called? The file path. It's not going to work because you can't go backwards. Maybe I don't have a full understanding of it, but when I moved the app, it just made a huge problem. So I was like, I'm very sure that's why it's not working. And then I go into app. I go, you know what? A couple more, one extra letter, that's totally fine. Like a dot and a / doesn't faze me whatsoever. So I'm just going to move them, and I change the dot to I add the folder. Fantastic. I now have my hooks folder, which means I can continue with what I was doing before. There was this joke video, I can't remember, like, I don't know what these are called, like video memes, where some guy starts, I can't remember, I think it was mowing the lawn. He's like, gotta mow the lawn. And then there's a video of him like painting the wall. and someone's like, hey, what are you doing? He's like, I'm mowing the lawn. They're like, why? And he's like, because I got to do this, to do this, to do this. And I was like, that's human nature, but he was calling it ADHD. You know what's fantastic about all my blurriness on my website? It's great for lazy loading. Like, no one's gonna know. I'm looking at these videos, and what I'm gauging is I don't need all the extra things that they're doing. All I need to know is how I replicate the items. That's all I need to know. And then I think I've got it from there. Figured it out. Because Carl's got page numbers. And no, that doesn't work. So if I direct the JavaScript to say, hey, when you get to an empty line on the CSV, go back to the top. I'm just going to save this for later because I'm pretty sure this is not... It's like building. Once you figure out where the nails need to go... Where are my notes? So that other morning when it clicked for me, I was like, oh, I just need to tell the CSV, like tell the code to read the CSV again when I get to the end of scrolling. Like I would just instruct it to say, oh, reach this point, go to here. Whereas it's just kind of clicked for me, and I wish it did a lot sooner. Like I was watching this video of this woman, like I didn't sit in the video for too long. I was kind of like, what the fuck are you doing? She titled it, coding up my website using ChatGPT. And it's like, yes, I am using chat, but I'm trying to use it to learn and like go through the code and be like, okay, what's going on? She was just copy and pasting and putting it in and be like, okay, where it's like, you don't really understand what's going on if you do that. So I wish this clicked a bit sooner, because you know when I was building my Dr. Evil bunker, I was kind of like, I need my computer to be here and I want it to disappear. So that's the goal. Whereas with the infinite scrolling, I want the scroll to be infinite, and that's the goal. So when I was doing my bunker, I was kind of thinking like, all right, so I need arms here. Whereas if I go to my infinite scrolling, like before I was just being like, oh, okay, Carl did it this way or Kevin did it that way. It seems like the way to do it, but that's not kind of how it works. It's kind of like Photoshop where there's many ways to do something. So it's like, I'm just building the legs of my table and I just need to go, oh, okay, so if I need this section here, like this line of code is one leg, as in go back to the CSV. I know there's people that I would have said that to in real life and been like, shut up, Vanessa, what are you talking about? But if you get what I mean. I have my focus music on. So I'm copying my art slider. I'm not sure. Because I need to put the code... No, I think it'll go here because... Let me get some drawings. So I've got box, and then I've got like image, and I have title and text. Yep. And so this whole thing is being controlled by a CSV. And the CSV purely says, hey, this is in here. And it's like, this is the, so if this is CSV, and then this column is image, this column is price, then each box is the entire line. Not necessarily, it's part, I'm going to have more columns. So it's a line, one of these boxes. So if we just imagine it vertically, I've got, this is my CSV. Whereas I want it to be like, okay, we've reached here, let's start again. So therefore, I'm not going to change my CSV. I think, yeah, I believe this is it. Let me just read it. Let's go back to art slider. Yeah, I believe I need to change, so CSV I think is art. Whereas I need to change art slider because I don't want the infinite scroll on all the, like I'm going to have a text-based one, depending on what kind of brain you are. And then I'm going to have like your average shop kind of one. And I don't want any others to be infinite scroll because I personally hate that. And I imagine there's other people out there who are like, I just need to get to the end. And then be like, okay, now I can decide what I want now that I've seen them all. That's the way I shop. I go really briefly into each shop and then I go, all right, now that I've seen everything, I quickly go back to where I want to be. So for people like me, I need to turn off infinite scroll for these ones. So therefore, I'm going to direct it only on this art slider. So I need to go here and say, I need to read this. So now I'm starting to get things. So this is one if statement, and then I've got this here, but within this one I have another if statement, and then it moves on to the next. I believe that's what's going on here. And I'll learn the hard way if not. And then I've got my else statement, and then it wraps up. So I don't want anything here because I believe that this is inside the boxes and this is the boxes. That seems correct. If not, that's a little embarrassing. Doesn't matter, I'm learning. So I want to put an if statement. No, I've already got my if. I want to put, do I put another if? I'll learn the hard way. So I'm going to put another statement here. Constant, infinite scroll. And then I have to figure out, okay, so I've got to label it and then I've got to say what it does. So we're just going to think like a builder and a mathematician at once. Here's where I'm going with this. So I need a constant of infinite scroll, and that's going to equal, see this part, I'm doing this part wrong, I know it, because it's like I'm going art slider data, which is up here, up there, last index of, which I entirely don't know if that's it. I'm trying to say the last index of, but then I need it to then go to the first index. So I don't know how to say, I would have to put a new, I'd have to define something else and then put it there and say infinite scroll equals this plus that and then put it there. Or I was thinking constant infinite scroll equals pass, CSV data, header, blah, blah, blah. So it's reading it. So I need to learn I need to learn how to say, hey, go to the last line of the CSV. Or like you are at the last line. Great. I deleted the last one because chat was like, oh, let me add all these fancy things like, oh, each line is there for 2 seconds and then it moves us to the next. And I was like, fuck off with your extra code. That's not what's going on here. So I was like really specific. I was like, give me one line because that's all I need to know is the name of this. So if index is greater than equals CSV data.length, index equals 0. So I might change it to 1, index equals 1. Cool. Here we go. I showed chat. I was like, this is what I'm up to. Give me short answers in terms of code because I fucking hate it when you just, I'm mad at chat all the time. So he was like, hey, no, start from 0. And I was like, yeah, but what if 0 is my title? And it was like, oh, okay, then start from 1. And I was like, ha, I win, robot. So now chat's saying I actually need a line inside handle scroll. So I need a line here. And this line's going to say if current index, because I just threw index there because I was like, so we need to define current index and use it. And that's how it's going to know where the line is. Okay, I wasn't going to get this on my own because I once knew what all these symbols were. I read them in a book and I have used them and I haven't coded in a little while, so I just entirely forgot. And this is going to sound really dumb as an explanation, but just go with me on this. Pretend you're an alien. So it's like seeing two numbers and the plus symbol and being like, oh, well, the numbers are obvious, but like, does the plus mean I add them or do I multiply them? And if you know maths, you're like, what the fuck, you just plus them, but like pretend you don't know maths. So yeah, here's what we've got. We've got Artbox is showing the value art slider data length is greater than 1 ish. And then we go if the current index reference, so that's the line on the CSV, current, oh, I wanted to make it random, is equal to null. Current index reference, and then I'm beginning to memorize this one. Math.floor brackets math.random times So I've got that. That's where I want it as a random starting position with this particular one. I just add that in because I was like, oh, it looks like now's the time. And then we go, if the current index is definitely not null. Gosh, I forgot what that one was. And current index is greater than the length, then current index, move it back to 1, the first line. So that's it saying, hey, we got to the end, move back to the top. Oh. No. I'm still stuck here, but I've got it starting at a random spot, which is nice. I'm gonna watch a few videos, and I'll come back to this tomorrow. I watched some videos, and I watched the wrong kind of videos, but they were interesting. One of them was titled Developers. I don't know how to code anymore. I thought, like, because they're using AI. You're doing it backwards. You're not meant to use AI to, like, regress. You're meant to use it to progress, as in, like, use it as a search function. So a lot of them are copying, pasting, and I'm kind of like, oh, I don't want to be put in that pigeonhole. And it's a little embarrassing that I forgot what the 2 strokes are, or the equals. Because I remember remembering the equals specifically, and I'm pretty sure it was this definitely equals this thing that you're putting on this side. But I'm kind of like, it's fine because I'm a beginner. I'm allowed to make mistakes. And then I was thinking, like, okay, so the way that I'm doing it, I don't have structure. So I'm thinking, like, I want to go to those online uni courses, or whatever they are, the courses, and that way I can use it as like a tool to be like, okay, I need to know these specific things. And I kind of like, because then I compare it to school. I'm like, fucking hell, my maths teachers royally failed me in school. They straight up failed me. Like that one that was like, oh, my ringtone makes me sound smart. It's like, does it? Because your teaching doesn't. So I'm thinking like, and if I had taken the work that they were giving us in school and just gone home and like studied it, I would have been able to ace it. This is just in school. I aced uni. I was just socializing a lot. So I'm kind of thinking like, okay, no, if I go to these courses and I get the information and I don't have to do it their way and then I study it my own way, then that way I'll pick this up. Let's begin. I don't really have time for a full course, but I want to do this. So, you know, you make time for what you want to do. Oh, I fucking hate reading. Man, this was the problem the first time. It was so fucking text heavy. Fuck you. I can read. It just puts me to sleep very, very fast. Hey, Helsinki? Can you not? What the hell is this? Oh my god. Fuck you. You know. This is why I'm successful when I tutor kids, because I don't give them fucking pages and pages and pages of things to read. I go through them, specifically maths, I tutor maths. Not anymore really, because I'm having a big lifestyle change. We would look at one question, I'd be like, tell me what you think, and they'd be like, I think this, and then if they don't have the right track on a specific part, I would be like, oh, okay, like, let me understand where your brain is coming from so I can direct you in the right spot. I don't make them do drills. Oh my god, this rages me up just a bit. I can't even go here and be like, all right, let me figure out what I need to get help from Discord. I'm here to get help from you. It's like there aren't titles that I can just be like, I'm going to learn this topic on my own. What the fuck is this? Can I skip this? I'm skipping this. Give me some real work. This is not for me. Doing it this way is not for me. It's just going to piss me off 24/7. It's not. I'm thinking YouTube has everything. Hopefully there's someone on YouTube who goes through this course and I could do it with them. What have I got here? This guy's hilarious. So I watch this guy and cat videos. It's like a little routine. I go before bed. I'm like, let me watch a cat video. Let me watch this guy. So, full stack open. Is that what it's called? Walkthrough. You're my new best friend. Yes. Great. This is for me. I want to do it interactively. Don't fucking give me pages of text. Fuck you. This is even dull to listen to. I'm just going to edit some photos and multitask like a Steiner student. We can see I rage quit too quickly on that. So I'm back to this. Tell me how operations or anything did to control a CFV using TypeScript. Chat's got the gist. In that video today, which makes total sense. It was like, hey, chat's like hiring a PhD student. You don't want to hire a PhD student. This is why I was getting annoyed before, because it was kind of like, okay, imagine a sushi train, right? And you see the sushi train go round and round, but instead of it going round and round, you're being like, oh wait, I want the salmon and avocado, let's just move it back. And I found that really annoying because I was like, no, there's another salmon and avocado. Like, you already ate this one and it's off the screen, it's out of the viewport. There's another one coming, because that's what, it's not really a direct analogy, but you get it. So this is a section that reads it, and I'm kind of like, okay, so tell me all the things of the CSV. And I'm just rereading things, and I was like, okay, the beginning part, the part where it reads it, that's the part I want to manipulate. I could do that, or see how I've got the art in my art slider. I could just put it there twice. Where is it? I named everything art here. Oops. That could be simple. I could just write a little code for the TypeScript and be like, hey, once you get to the end of this, just put another one here. Is that? Because everywhere that I read about infinite scrolling, they just say, hey, you have to just duplicate things. That particular one leaves me with a CSS challenge where I have to make sure that it's just not a block. That's it. I'm sure there's probably more obstacles that are going to come up because it's out of the viewport, and I have a lot of styling here that depends on the viewport, I'm quite sure. I could put it in a container. That's not going to work because you know how I've got like this, some sort of design? Oh. You know, like the design, how it moves like this. They're going to get to the end and then it's going to move to the next box and they're going to be looking like this. So I can't do that. I have to stick with the CSV. Whoever decided Jeopardy is going to start reading your other documents and then like reference it in here is like the most annoying person ever. It's like, shut up. Because I made different ones on purpose. Here I'm getting to explain the difference between the hooks. And here I'm talking about a CSV, and then it starts talking about why it's this kind of hook, whereas that's the question I had here. I was like, give me an example of the different hooks. It's like, can you fucking not? I have specific questions that need to go in different categories because I have an actual brain and you don't. I'm starting to see a problem where I think back to any website I've ever been on. Infinite scrolling is always vertical in most cases. So I've got it on the right. I don't have it on the left. I've got this weird jump. If even. There's like a number limit on this. Ugh, fuck's sake. Okay, so first I have to scroll this way. It's in the working, and then it jumps. It's just so fucking annoying. And then I thought like, no, I want to solve this today. Let me figure it out. Alright, still stuck. I'll come back to this tomorrow. Time to bunker. Right. Not my password. This is not me blurring the camera. It's actually blurred. I was reading through my code last night and then I fell asleep, and that's where I'm at. I'm just kind of like, okay, so this is what I want and I'm going to work on it and I'm getting it done today and I'm sharing the video tomorrow because I really want this part to be done because WordPress is being really annoying lately, and I'm kind of like, just finish the website. Just do it. It's so much fun anyway. That reminds me of everyone I've ever tried to work with. No one likes the way I phrase things. So I'm making notes to make sure that like I fully understand everything that's going on here. So I'm up to here and being like, okay, so this part here in the CSV is the part that is tailored to the infinite scrolling. It's not necessarily like it is the data fetching, but like, and then chat goes, well, it's not actually the infinite scrolling. We're like, well, I know that. But I don't like your notes because your notes are really annoying and they're not human. Look, chat wants me to write updates the index to track where the next batch of items should be loaded from. Or I could just write tells you what batch is next. Yeah, like I don't need a fuckery like this. That reminded me of this boss I had, Karen. It was actually her name. She hated me. We hated each other. And this one time, she was like, okay, here's the CSV. Here are our thousands of products. Thousands. She did shit like this. She'd be like, oh, I need you to send out a personal letter, like email, to like 100 associates, like different businesses that we worked with, and make sure that every single one is different and you have an hour. She did shit like that. So I remember I called a guy a girl name and like she was like, here's a warning. And I was like, fuck you, you're so annoying. So this other time, she gave me a CSV and the thousands of products and she's like, you need to put them all in categories and I need it done today. And then I had it done, I stayed back late and like I'm really bad with time. So I was always like 10 minutes late in the morning, but this time I turned up on time, ready to be like, fuck, like, cause I did it. And then I realized I didn't put a 0 or a 1 in all of them to make them show up in all the categories. And I was just like, oh fuck, that was such a small slip up, but she's an idiot and she's gonna think that I totally fucked it up. So I went in like, what I think is 10 minutes early to just quickly put a 1 on everything, but she'd already seen it and she was ready to fire me. I was like, fuck man, working for people. Chat's so mad at my notes. I'm like, I'm using my brain here where I'm thinking like, if these are the products and it's only showing the CSV items from here to here, and then I get to the end of the container, hypothetically, if I allowed it to keep going, if I added a buffer, then there would be empty space. So that's my logic between being like, there's empty space showing up. He's like, well, technically there's none. What? I'm not wrong. I'm not wrong. Like I am wrong, but I'm not wrong in the way I'm imagining it. My imagination is right and fuck you. Commentary. So just ignore this. It really bugs me that I always put those in the wrong order. I'm just seem to be attacking the keyboard. I wanted to write this so that I understand it in terms of maths. So if I had like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, then I'm calculating the difference and being like, hey, 10 minus 1, you've got like this many in the section and you're taking that section out. Whereas chat's like, nah, you got to phrase it like this. I'm not wrong. I'm not asking to be corrected here. I am, but I'm not in a dumb way. Where did I put after in capitals because I want to come back to that when I do the other one and then make sure that I quickly see where the after is and I can reverse it. But I think I've already done it because it says previous data, next items, and I think it's already swapped. But what bugs me with chat is if you put anything into chat and say, hey, okay, check this, and then chat does like a 1 or 2 little thing that you're not exactly sure where it is, like a little typo kind of thing, you just put it back in to see if it works, and then you're going to readjust it later. Chat always changes your notes every single fucking time, always changes them. And it's like, you don't even have a brain, man. All right, I got my notes. There's nothing in here. Like this one just works naturally. This first one where it's adding on to the end. Fix my nails up. But this one doesn't work naturally and I need to put something here and I'm curious if I put it here or do I put it here? Any migrant child will tell you that understanding language is very different to speaking the language. You can understand it all over everything. You can be in the room at like my extended family, not all of them, just some of them, you know, the ones with the personality. They do this thing where they talk about me or like things that I shouldn't know when I'm in the room because they genuinely believe that like, oh, the speaking's not 100%, then that means the understanding is not. Whereas it's like, Oh, the understanding is 100%. I know everything you're saying, but the speaking, like, it's tough. So it's like, oh, the code here, I'm kind of like, well, I can read it. I know what's going on if I'm reading it, but like typing it, I'm making all the mistakes. Here we go. We're building the legs of the table. So when I get here, this is where the problem arises, where it's like, oh, it adds. So we've got previous data and it adds the items here, and it just goes, oh, I'm originally here, and then it jumps to there, and then it causes errors because I want the infinite scroll, and it's just, you're fucking shit up. So instead, I need to define something to locate where we are in the CSV. But I'm kind of like, have I already defined that though? Because it could be store visible, this to track the scroll position. It could be Artbox reference. So perhaps I need to say Artbox reference is here. Don't move. Yeah? Here we go. This is the part where I wish I could just be like, oh, I'm going to type this in. I know what's going on, but I don't, and we're learning. So I was like, Artbox reference. I'm pretty sure I think I want that. I was like, it's where I am in the CSV, and chat was like, no, it's where you are in the Artbox. And I was like, okay. So if I'm here, then I worded it in coding language. Not really, not at all. So it's like, if the Artbox reference jumps to the beginning of previous items instead of staying at the beginning of previous data where I was to trigger the previous items in the first place, I want to stay at previous data. Okay, yeah, this makes sense. Manually adjust the scroll position. So I could be like, scroll, this is where the wording comes in, scroll position plus 8 or plus prev items. Art data reference plus previous items, something like this. I'm showing chat my code. Where did I put it? I wrote, you're adding more crap. You're adding crap. Chat. Looks like you're adding some additional code in the adding crap section. I can't do this. I took it out before, and then chat's like, I didn't write it before, and then chat wrote it again here. It thinks that this calculation is going to give me the full element width-ish, but then it thinks the same calculation is going to give me, so it's like if I have the whole section here, let me go. If I have the whole section, it thinks that the reference is going to give me the whole section, but then doing the same calculation is going to give me the section of 1, or it depends what's in it, in the calculation, I guess. Well, where do we define what is the item? Because the CSV will give me the whole amount of the CSV, but it'll also give me, it's just, I'm confused. Fine, chat seems confident to just add them both. I can see a scenario where it says, okay, in this reference, we're going to see these columns, or the collective, and in this reference we're going to see only these columns, but I just don't see where in the code it says that we're going to read those specific items. Well, to be honest, I haven't fully read it yet. Okay, we're kind of getting there. This might not work, so I'm going to get it to clean it up. So I want a new position to be Artbox reference scroll left, as in, so I've got this much room to scroll left, which is probably 0, plus previous items length. So I've got new position here, which actually lands me here. And then I want B here to be Artbox reference current. So it thinks I'm here, plus new position. Maybe I need to make it minus new position. This is not going to make sense, but I'm thinking if I make it weight, so we've got the current scroll position, and I want to calculate, so if I go add these, make it weight, and then calculate, oh, can I put even a, can I need to define what the new, well, can I even make an arrow function weight? No, I can make a constant weight. I'll make another constant and I'll make that one weight. Figuring this out on my own is going to make me less insane than trying to figure out this shit with chat. So I've got X. Here, I was like, okay, I don't want to deal with scroll position because scroll position is always going to be all the way on the left. It's always going to be there with this situation. So instead, I'm looking at the artbox width where it calculates the width, it adds the new data. I'm going to, whatever it does there with the reference, and then I'm going to find the new width. So I've got X width before I add the data, Y width when I add the data, and now I need to do some math to say, hey, we're now at Y because we're always going to be here, but we actually want to, this time we're dealing with the scroll position, move the scroll position to Y minus X. And now I just need to think and put it here. This is annoying. Okay, I have to go see Mum for lunch and I'm going to ask her about this. The thing is, every time I ask her, she looks at the whole thing and she's probably doing it right, but it's like, I just want to focus on this thing. I returned from Mum's with homework. So, there's this thing called a doubly linked list or a singly linked list. I think the name is a little bit funny. Coders are so funny. So also like, because I was trying to use the basis of what chat was giving me and it was just a dumb way to do things. Like there was slicing and then like there was no reference to what item was in the center. It was just kind of like reach the end and then load. Whereas Mum was kind of like, okay, so here, it would be great to do a doubly linked list. So I'm going to go through 2 videos that I've learned, that I've found, and I'm going to do the singly linked list first in a new module or component. And then I'm going to link it to that component. And if I will build off the singly list to the doubly linked list. But if that doesn't work, then Mum has a better thing because, you know, in the code where I actually skewed it and I made it look beautiful, that one actually, like I can just really easily define which item we're looking at. So Mum was saying, hey, just if you're scrolling left, just add. And if you're scrolling right, just add and then subtract on the other side instead of being like, plus this many whenever you get to the end. So that actually sounds a lot more straightforward. And so I'm just gonna, she also gave me yogurt. So I'm just gonna watch a little astrology and eat some yogurt. And she told me to stop naming them badly. So I'm gonna fix that first and then watch the video and then create it through the video. It's half an hour long, so I really hope it's not like a time speed up thing. Mum said the students really struggle trying to do this, which means I'm gonna ultimately struggle, but then if I compare it to how much chat pisses me off, it'll be fine. I'm throwing out everything from chat. I'm throwing it out. The way Mum described it, it sounds really easy. It just sounds like maths, and I really like maths. So she was saying, with all my definitions, don't do them in, what's it called? It starts with a P. The way, and it sounds a little girly, the way that it's described, so artbox underscore. And then, I just unlinked everything. So, oh, yeah, I just, that's okay. So do underscores for the definitions, for the functions, use that, I think it starts with a P. I forgot what it is, that language. I always do that where I choose a letter because in my head it's that letter and it's just synesthesia, but it's not anything like that letter. I'm pretty sure it was a P. I read it in a book. Maybe Pascal case. It did start with a P. I'm actually doing camel case though, and then I'm gonna do, I can't do kebab case because it doesn't work. I can do snake case. It doesn't work in what I'm using it for. That's what I clicked. Here I am being like, oh no, everyone's gonna judge what I've been looking at. I probably picked up on this before. I defined this as scale capital X because I was using Pascal class. Was that the word? We're just gonna call it Pascal because I forgot what the second word was. But here, there's literally like a thing within the VS Code, scale X. And so I did scale X. However, I changed it. I fixed it. We're going to check it in a little bit. Another thing that Mum told me to do, all these numbers here that I've hard-coded, I need to define them and then reference them here as opposed to just hard-coding them everywhere. Yeah, I'm following along so far. Let's keep it this basic. He's describing something. I had a word. Mum had a word for this. It traverses through. What he's describing here is exactly what I've done with this catalog once. So I used to manage a lot of catalogs, and one of them was hundreds of pages long. So you can't just have product, because Mars is going to say, hey, I'm going to delete our 39 gram bar. No, we're going to delete our 42 gram bar and we're going to put in 39 gram bar. So you can't just go and delete one because then you'd have a gap. So what I did is I created a document where each cell, like a special text document where I made all of them shuffle back and forth. They were all linked. So that's essentially what's going on here. That one, the end can't link back to the beginning in the document, but you probably can in coding. So this is exactly what's going on there. I have my very first problem. So I get this part. I get all that. I totally get that. But this is such a new problem. He has linked his linked list, which is just another module, but I want to link my CSV. So I'm probably going to go here because it has been div element. Ooh. I don't want to go to chat because I feel like chat's just really bad at everything. But I do have a question and no teachers around me. Okay. Common Sense says I need to import art from, here we go. I need to import art from art because that's where my art is. Fully sick art. I need help with this line. Chat's a dumbass. Chat's a dumbass. So I go, okay, I had a really straightforward question. I said, this is the info in the module. Have I done this right? And I was kind of asking for this part as an export section, but I didn't specify that. I thought chat would just know, like you're meant to be really smart. Spelling error, get lost. So chat fixes the code and then calls it singly linked list. And I go, why the fuck did you rename it? Because I need to know, like, is it not meant to link to the previous one? And he goes, oh, right, fair point. And I was like, no, but like, is it not meant to link? So now I'm just going to delete this. Like, I'm incorrect. I'm incorrect. I'll keep importing it for now. I feel like this guy is doing like a uni presentation. Because I know that kids do that these days. They put them on the internet because he looks really nervous. It's like, are you doing this for fun? All right, that took a minute because I was like, okay, all right, I'll ask chat. I was like, what library am I missing? Because I'm not getting Q or Node. And then chat was like, no, there's no library. And I was like, all right, let me go back here. So I started clicking files and I saw the word Q here. So I was like, oh, right, okay. So it's defined here and now I can use it. I don't even recall if I was updating. So I got that guy's code and I wrote it here, and I think I learnt the hard way that I'm just going to put all the files here because a doubly linked list probably depends on a linked list. And then so I put everything in here. I renamed a lot of things, and I'm questioning a few things as well because like this guy's a student. So yeah, I've just got errors. Like you can't have T equaling null. So I had to do T null. Copilot sucks a little bit too. So there's this thing people are doing online where they're just copying the data, and then changing their CSS to make it move on its own. But I don't want that. I want an interactive thing. And then Copilot was like, make sure you address your CSS. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? And then it says, link your art slider. I'm like, we're in the art slider. You don't link the art slider to the art slider. So I'm just gonna learn, because now I've got all these with one annoying error. It's genuinely so annoying. Whatever, fuck you. I'm just gonna try and work with it. So I've got all these, and I'm gonna try and put the CSV in there. I like that Copilot's not apologetic. It's just a robot and it just moves on. Thank you. I like that. So it says I need to have this, but I've already got it working over here, I'm pretty sure. So I've got download true header. This is the doubly linked list. And then I edit that. So in this part, I was just like, I'll just ask Copilot to do it. And then if it's correct, I'm going to learn how to do it. I'm just so thrown off by how badly Chat misled me earlier today. And it's got things like, because you know how I went and I made it correct and it's like putting numbers back in. I was like, why are you putting numbers back in? And then I see, oh, it's changing it from a handle scroll to child nodes. And now I'm wondering, like, do you think that this is automated? Because I hope you don't. And I like this random here. But I've got a copy. So let's just accept this and see what happens. By the way, ancient civilizations on Mars. Where is it? There's a square on Mars. Isn't that fascinating? Is this the new code? Because this looks functional. Is it? What happens when we get here? It's not the new code. What a letdown. Let me refresh. Wait a second.
Please explain.
Yeah, I'm explaining, Pauline. Wait a second. Okay, so it didn't work in this direction, so it could mean that I only have a singly linked. Okay. I got to the front. That was a horrible experience, but it did something. Oh, I hate it so much. Oh, it's terrible. I'm going to do it the other way Mum suggested, and then I obviously need to learn a lot more about this. I just want to get the animation going, and obviously I'm going to keep updating the website throughout time, so what I'm sharing here is not like the ultimate ending. I'm going to keep going. All right, let's get rid of Copilot for now. I don't need that. Good, I saved it. Okay, copying and pasting. I'm going to hide that because I don't necessarily... Oh, it's going to be annoying that there's an error. I'm going to put the files elsewhere. Okay, this is going to be super basic. So, if I got this... If I could pinpoint which one we're looking at in the center and then say, hey, load... Make sure there's always this many loaded on this side and this many loaded on this side and discard. So it's just going to be like, we're looking here. And if I move this way, make sure you plus, 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 plus. If I'm moving this way, make sure you plus, plus, plus and minus as we go. So that's my next tactic. And it's just a lot of maths, and my first issue is identifying the middle object, which I believe I can do because I put so much effort in the maths here a while ago. And I think it's in ArtCider Data or Artbox Ref. It's somewhere here. And all I have to do is identify it and say, hey, Artbox scroll left. I can't recite it off the top of my head, but if Artbox scroll, if Artbox scroll left, view, or like whatever, I'll type it out and I'll show you. Right, let's focus. So, this is fantastic because, I return to this. Wait a second. I don't want this here. Do I? I don't think oh no, I renamed them all. I don't know what anything is anymore. Console log, my new best friend. Right. Console. Array, 98. Refresh. We're starting on a random array, correct? Yes. The hell is this? Why are you... Alright, ignore that. What is this? What are we console logging? Why is this wiggle? Don't wiggle. Right, I'll be back when I figure out how to tell what number this is. I got it. Refresh. I just have a little glitch. Ish. You can't see it at the moment. Row 7. So if I go here to row 7, correct. Couch tree. Row 28. I go here. Row 28. Fantastic. Alright, it's not glitching at the moment. Now it is. I don't know if you can see it. It's shaking. I don't like it. I got it. There's no way I was going to guess this exact calculation, so I had a little help. I tried all these. I tried a few more. I did other calculations, and I tried putting calculations in the console.log, and you can't do that. So, I was just making a list, so I remembered what I did. And now I've got I'm here, which means it's a center item. I had an idea. I was like, I want to put it, because I've got a box center, and then I put a big fat note here last time. Man, this is only useful when you want to center item to look different. Maybe later, yes. So I'm so grateful to PassMe, because I was like, oh, that code here isolates the center item, and I want the center item. Yay. So I got I'm here, array. I wasn't ever going to guess that. Artbox children. I was guessing that, and then index of and box. I was guessing those. So grab the damn row and put it in the index, and then I've got centered row, I'm here, +1 for the header. Cool. So I have a number that I can work with now, and that was the hard part, I think. This is generally what I want to do. So I've got a constant, and then I load extra, and then an arrow function. If artbox scroll left, so if we're in the artbox and we're scrolling left, whatever load is, I want the I'm here to +10. So I want it to +10 there on the edge, but not have them load all the time. I have a suspicion that they're loaded all the time. If artbox scroll left is definitely equal to 0, as in there's no space on the left, where's your load code? Because I entirely deleted that last code, and I probably deleted all the chats. So I've got to figure out how to get it to read the CSV again. But that's essentially what I want. Alright, I just need to turn this into a functional piece of code. So I've got constant infinite, and then make this pause for a moment for after the random entry, because that's going to mess things up. If I'm here, and I identified I'm here a moment ago, is less than 10, or total rows is greater than 10, or total rows minus 10. Oh, I gotta change that. I gotta say if I'm here is equal to -10 or total rows minus 10. Yeah, that's correct. Okay. Set, and then this line, I just don't know. Set viewport data equals pass data. So I'm thinking if the center item is 10 or total rows minus 10, which at the moment is 88, then I want to add the pass data onto either end. So you can see this is where I get a bit lost, and the whole thing is not structured correctly at all. I've run out of brain power. It looks the same. I'm so annoying. I'm so annoying. I just figured out. So I've been doing this and I've been like, all right, I'll ask the robot. But honestly, I'm finding it much more enjoyable to just console log things. A reminder from Mum yesterday. So I defined I'm here over here and I just changed it to I'm the man. And I was like, why is this console logging correct? Because it's telling me what item the middle number is. We went through this. And it's because I can't move the code down here because it's a little bit dependent on this code up here. Whereas if you want to put code up here and you want to call something from down there, you've got to call it. So that's that'll take a minute for me, my skill level. So I was like, all right, I'll put it here. And then, but also I have I'm here defined up here. And what I didn't click until just now is it's defined differently up here than it is down there. And I didn't realize because I didn't read what the definition was. I was just looking and being like, what? Why is the number different? So, I need to get that number in a different way. And then that way my math's going to work. I did it. I gave myself a rounding applause of one person. Okay, false. Hey, we should be going to true now. Oh, I didn't do math on that part. I was only focusing on this side. Okay, watch. False. True. It's true. False, true. Come back. Okay, there we go. Haha. All right, so I did my math on one side. Fucking labeling. That's me. That's a me problem. I did that to myself. I caused myself so much pain today and yesterday. No AI assistant in the world was going to pick that up. I think I asked them like a million times why my math wasn't working. I was like, look, I've got this which represents this number and then this which represents this number, and they were putting some ands in there. And I was just like, for fuck's sake, like just console log. So neither chat or Copilot picked up on the fact that I had two different definitions for I'm here. That was a rookie error. You know what else was dumb? I was console logging this one and originally started sliding that way, and I was like, oh no, because I haven't done the math yet. I haven't done the math yet, but I didn't even, because I named them, I defined them differently, so. Okay, now it goes to true. Haha. Excellent. That's so easy once I don't know if that, like, that was a brain error. That wasn't a coding error. Was it the fact that I suck at coding? Like, or was it that I was just a bit sloppy? That was just me being a bit sloppy. Don't reflect that on my coding. Think I need to I didn't do this right. I don't think I did my math right. Lol, past me thinking that I'm so smart. So previous data, as in the data that's already there, goes from 1 to 98. So if I have 98, comma, this is not takeaway. This is, well, actually no, that's a coding problem, not a math problem. So I go 98 to negative 15, remove them, which is why I was getting some glitching before, you'll see in the screen recording. And here, so I need to add this actually needs to go here, and then I need to add other words. Yeah, I don't know. I think this was, I don't know where the error is, if it's in coding, but for some reason, it's just the way I view life. Like, the slice I know in coding, like, is to take the slice of the section and put it in. So I was like, why are there not that many products? So it's like I was only putting 30 products here, which messes up my code because I've got the end, like, total rows and then art to show. So long story short, I was only putting 15 products in, whereas in my head, for some reason, I was thinking of it like a cake where you take a slice out. So I was like, slice out this section. So also, if you have your data and you're adding data and removing data, then these two calculations are going to be the same. No, ignore that last statement. No. I'm going to say that this is done for this video because I know what I have to do. That's there, and by the end I kind of got the gist of what I'm doing here. I'm way more comfortable with TypeScript than I was when I started this video. So all I have to do is just a little debugging, and the goal for this video was to show you some animations. There's one more thing I want to do before the end of this video, and that's to have a button, and when I click on that particular button, the mouse explodes. And I think that's going to take like a minute because the explosion is just going to be a GIF. So it's just going to like say, okay, initiate this click, or like handle scroll, watch this, and then show GIF as, like, change the mouse as the GIF, and then as soon as the GIF runs its course, then like it's not going to be a repeating GIF. So it's just going to be like, yay, you purchased. So that's the thing I want to do now. It's 10:13. I definitely think I have time for this. I'll show you this. So I scroll and we're at 49. So we want to get to 85. And what I've done is I've captured the scroll position when we get there. And see, it's a bit glitchy at the end, but that's just like going to be hours of debugging. I'm just going to be like, okay, so I've got a thing here. I need to adjust it here. Lots of maths. And then I reach see, I have to do some calculations because when it passes a certain spot, then it adds more. So I've achieved the main basis of infinite scrolling here on both ends. And it's not anywhere near as bad as before. See, that was another infinite scroll trigger. So yeah, it's just, and I love the design. I'm so happy with this. This is definitely going to be for those people who just real quick want to scroll through. I absolutely love that it starts on a random artwork because there's 600 artworks. And honestly, with my website right now, people don't get to see them all. Like, I want people to be like, oh, I haven't seen this. I want them to be like, wowed every single time they come in, to be like roulette. So I've achieved the goal there. Just a few things to fix up. Absolutely love the visuals. I don't think I'll put a shadow.
Bonus stage.
Need transparent background. Yeah. See, and there's just so much going on here. So that's why I'm not going to rush doing this. It's going to take like an hour or two to get it right. Here we go, export alpha. Yeah, this one, the GIF needs time to make it right. So over the following weeks, when I work on my products video, I'll also work on this. Okay, so which one of these go nowhere? Nope. This one, where are they now? Okay, so we've got I've got to put a class list on this. I've got to add a class list. And then I'm just going to put a little TypeScript to change it. It's going to be in here because I've already got something similar. Add listener. Oh, I can just add a listener event elsewhere. I'm just going to make a new use effect just because. Also, I'm going to move it. Uses. Okay, I'm not going to do background image. And it's going to be a GIF. So it's going to be like, I need to put an animation for a few seconds or something. I need to put a timer on it. And I need to, because some of them are on like a pseudo element on hover, and I'm wondering if there's one on click. Okay, well listen to this, guys. It's not part of the DOM, so I can't use it. I have to do a use effect to implement this for a certain amount of time, which is totally fine. Let's go. Oh, I'll keep the R slider open just for casual coding. Next day. I can't late night code. I just the code is terrible and horrible, and then I end up trying to use. These are not built to create code for you. If anyone's trying to like detailed code, like maybe just a basic HTML or something, like these are just for like, I'm finding it really useful for questions. Anyway, I like this. Expected 1 to 2 arguments, but I got none. Who did this? It's great. It's fantastic. Got myself a little event listener here. Haha. So now that I have the event listener, I just need to put an action before the console log, I think. Here, watch me show off. If, bracket, clicking anywhere, close bracket, arrow, I don't know if this is entirely called an arrow function, because I'm so used to this being an arrow function, but they look the same, so surely they both are. If that, I swear somewhere that I put like a add and remove style, but I may have deleted it because I can't think off the top of my head what on the website adds and removes a style. No, I just took away the arrow, and see, I seem to be making more errors, more problems if I keep the arrow. And then I look up here and I go, well, there's an if statement here and there's no arrow. So if, I believe this code is correct because the console log, because I'm clicking around and I'm moving and I'm clicking and it's telling me that the style that I've put here is the explosion. So that seems to be correct. And I was like, you know what? It's probably a file issue. So I asked, it's not Jeopardy, it's Claude here. So I asked Claude, I was like, hey, do I need like different specs for this? Because I was like, well, I believe that this is correct. And Claude was like, yeah, make it 16 by 16. And I was like, oh, no one's going to see an explosion that big. So I was like, oh, okay, no, I have to then make the mouse disappear and put the GIF on top of it, like a z-index of 999 or something. So Claude came back and was like, you need to put a floating element. So now I've learned about a floating element. So I'm just going to put something there and use the coordinates of the mouse. So I'm just going to write this out. There's a style here that Claude put in pointer events, and I'm really curious what this could be. All, fill, painted, stroke, visible, visible stroke. Oh, this is so interesting. Okay, so none makes it invisible. Ah. So I'm doing it the TypeScript way. And I remember when I first started this project, I was like, what? I don't put any fucking CSS in the TypeScript. And now I see it's not really that bad. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. It's the same. I have a syntax error. I thought it was funny. Let me paste it in here because I was like, I need to paste it in to see if it's correct and check if it really is a me error. And I think it is because I went here and I was like, let me test. It looks so funny. Like, what the fuck was that? Look at my beautiful code. I was like copying and pasting the styles here, and I was like, why is Claude's style working and mine isn't? And it was because I missed out on a little D, and that's it. That's all I forgot. And then I didn't change this from the remove mouse event to the, what was it? I forgot. Anyway, do that. Woo-hoo. Woo. So when I'm ready, when I make a sale, yeah, I'm going to put this on the purchase button. It'll be really exciting for people. Maybe they'll want to spend another $600 to see it again. One final tweak, because I noticed the mouse wasn't disappearing before with the GIF. I'm yet to make the GIF alpha change. So this gets me a little bit because it's like you've got the click event and everything in the click event is I guess it makes sense that way. I would have done it backwards because the word timeout. So everything in the click event is how you want it to look while it's in the click event. So it did document body style cursor none, and it worked. And then the timeout, you want it to be on the default there. So I don't know, I guess because the word timeout is confusing for me, I would have put like all this in here to be like, hey, during these 2 seconds, I want it like this. But it doesn't work that way. So here we go. Haha, haha. All right, I'm done. I'm done. What happens if I click on a link? Oh, it carries on to the next page. Oh, fantastic. Okay. We are wrapping up this video. I think I'll probably think of more animations, but this was like the bulk animation video. I think it looks awesome. Look at these. No one has a website like this. Yeah. Yeah, my website shit's all over yours. We're done. That's the gist of the animations. I'm probably going to be doing more animations. Like when I do my products video, I want to have the products drop down, or I'll have different ways of sharing the products, but that's going to be in the products video because that's specific to how I'm presenting the products, as opposed to animations on the website. So there will be more animations, but probably not as focused on animations as this website video. The next website video that I've got going is responsiveness. I was doing it simultaneously to this one and it shows the slider, so I wanted to share this video before I share that one because I didn't want any spoilers. So, and I'm loving coding. Coding is so much fun. Like if you're not using Jupyter, it's really fun. Uploading art. I'm enjoying these videos. They're talking about like coding at the time. And so this guy, he's talking about coding students and he drew 2 little circles here, one bigger one. And he's saying like, hey, you've got 2 pools of students and the main bulk here, they're all using AI. And I didn't think that would be the case at all. I didn't think they would use AI because you're there to learn. But then when I reflect on the days when I was at uni, it's always been like this. There's always been a lot of people taking shortcuts because they just want to be in the 9 to 5 and sell their soul. Oh, do I have to wait for these to like... Okay, I'm waiting. I believe everything here is correct, my code here, because I'm getting clicks and I'm getting the new, it's telling me what's... Shush.